but what inspiration can you give them? Like you've experienced from starting one, you gave up 3 times. You know what I mean? One to give up. You went through where you've lost loved ones. You got like you went through every aspect that a lot of people have never experienced, but you're still you.
When you have that urge of passion, you just gotta be passionate about it because, went to school in Mississippi, got hurt. I thought the whole ball thing was gonna work out for me. It didn't work out for me.
Someone, because I know like our audience is very diverse, which is like a blessing. So for those up and coming artists, right, what are 3 tips you would give them, that they can, at least to point them in the right direction to start their career? Like, what are 3 important aspects that you believe that you could drop on them and say, hey, listen, if this is really what you want to do in this music, these are what you should look out for, you should pay attention to?
I would say get a whiteboard and a black marker. Like, yeah, if you don't write it down, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Definitely try to build a team.
Okay.
And just consistency is in that same threshold. Insurance, right? Car insurance, body insurance, you know what I'm saying, like health insurance, medical insurance is like a just in case.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Malcolm McLeod, also known as King Mal. I'm with my co-host
Quan,
and we have our special guest,
Pusha Preme, 1-4 for the ones and the assassin, favorite mask assassin, always Tampa will win the Bay. Where you heard?
Yes, sir. Hey, first of all, if you don't know, now you know. If for those individuals, I'm trying to say it politically correct, so I don't say it incorrect. But I'm just be me. Can I just be me?
It's be you. Yeah.
If you're trying to get to another level, and you sitting here on the sideline, like, man, why me? Why this? The reason why we do what we do is because the 99 percenters have a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons why they can't burst that one bubble. And I'm bringing a lot of individuals. Quan is bringing a lot of individuals. Yeah. We brought the individual to you to show you how you can get on the other side. So if you're in the music world, if you're looking to understand it from a different aspect, and I don't mean lyrically, because that's what he do, but I'm talking business and every other aspect that falls into it, you need to tune in, because if not, you're going to stay in that 99%. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Pusha Preme, can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about you?
I go by Pusha Preme, artist, entrepreneur. I'm just a creator out here, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
We're building this enterprise called Pushing Dreams Entertainment Company, which all we want to do is give the people after us the opportunity to be able to just create art, understand the business of the game, understand the marketing, and then create other things that we couldn't do. So like we're looking for you guys to make like the next iPhone based off what we did in our career, from throwing shows, events, and ideas, photo meetups and stuff like that. Tampa is a great platform for people just kind of growing, and we just want to make sure that the energy that we're placing in the city doesn't diminish after we're gone.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people don't know. So Tampa is where you got the exposure, but I don't think most people, or they probably do. You're originally from New York.
Yes, it's true.
Mm-hmm. New York. Let's take it back. I like to say, first of all, I feel like I'm the only Floridian in the room because we got Quan, we got
yes, sir.
Pusha Preme, and it's just me, the Florida guy. So let's take it back. Like, what really got you to the point where you're like, I'm him?
Well, I mean, I'm still trying to bask that energy right now because for me, it's more so my team. I want my team to be we're them than anything, right. And I'm always with like a we will win mentality. Hence the slogan Tampa will win. I think the transition from knowing that this is like something that could feed other people's children was maybe right after the when we charted on Billboard, maybe right after then, because then that's when everyone's like changing their language, instead of it being like, yo, you pop it up to my birthday on the 5th, it was like, hey, next event that we do, you got to get merch.
Wow.
You got to sell merch, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think during that time, the actual date I wouldn't be able to give you, but I think during that time, it really, really took off for us because I was just kind of just doing me more so I'm like a numbers guy. So when we were selling the tickets, we were using the ISRC code from the actual product, which is the music, and we were just like comboing them just so I could know like what sold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to have like I didn't want to get a UPC from the distributor, then get a UPC for Shopify, then get a UPC for the clothing, and a UPC for the CDs and the merch. It's like it's too many damn numbers, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, let me just kind of just condense them, and then from there I understood that so music actually moves in that kind of sense. Like for every consumption, there's like a price after that. So like, okay, well if I can do that and then get my people involved, then we'll be able to take this to like another level to where they can do what they want to do full time, which is art.
Right.
So it's funny you it's funny you say that, and the only reason I say that is because
What I do
this
now?
gentleman numbers. I'm talking like when you say that numbers. Me, if you know me, you know me. I'm more so of like, hey, this is how we gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
But he's more so like, hey, we hit these numbers, these like numbers. So when I say I'm the only Florida person in the room, I'm the only Florida person in the room because numbers. And it's a good thing because it's a good thing to have. I'm pretty sure you got
Good
someone on your
balance,
team that's like me, right? That's more so like, hey, boom, boom, this is what we're gonna do. He's like, hey, according to the numbers, we need to sway this way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So how do we sway this way, and how can I make sure that I'm gonna impact in swaying? But
All the same, yeah.
it works. So this is the
That's dope, man. That's a Scotty and Mike right there.
financial.
What? Corporate finance? I mean, I got my degree and all that stuff, but I mean, it's easier when it's your passion. Like, you'll make it make sense, you know what I mean? But I got a question for you, Preem. So for, like, a novice coming in, like, because what's impressive, just with the start of this conversation, like, you know, we see a lot of people in the music industry, but it seems like you're, like, really bring the numbers to the forefront, which I appreciate, because you don't really understand, like, okay, how did this person become an international sensation? You know, what was that process? Like, you hear all the terms, but for instance, UPC, what does that mean for the audience listening?
So UPC is basically the barcode for the product that you guys have.
Okay.
So like an album would be a UPC, and then the items within the album would have an ISRC code.
Okay.
So those codes are like the barcode underneath the barcode. So it's like if you buy one orange, right? That's like that lets the person know who gets the oranges wholesale that you bought an orange. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
okay.
they can just mark that off.
Right.
But then if you buy a package of oranges, then that lets them know, like, okay, this one item. You know, when you go to Walmart and you put like your number and there's like one, you don't have to do that because this package is the UPC, which is the collection of everything that's in there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like because like a lot of people like making a lot of music, but then like they'll have like 7 albums, you know what I'm saying? And then when you go to register your music, if you don't link the UPC with that, then like you'll never get compensated for it.
Wow.
Because it's like it's not their job to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like putting the license plate on whatever whip that you're buying, you know?
Interesting. So, like, from your perspective, like, what was so interesting about that? Because, like I said, you seem like a very artistic person, you know, based off of your art that I've seen and experienced myself.
Appreciate that.
No problem, for sure. What about, like, the numbers, like, drilled you in? Like, okay, man, let me look at it from a structure perspective as opposed to just creating art. Because sometimes a lot of artists, they kind of get in their own way where it's like Michael said, you could have somebody that's really on the artistic or on the vision side, but then you don't necessarily have, like, the analytical aspect of it to understand, like, behavior and what's driving, what's pushing the needle, what's not. Maybe, you know, what should I lean on to? So, like,
my mom was an entrepreneur, so I kind of seen her end. And then, you know, in New York, I see, like, a lot of people, they do things off the love, which is great. That's like so great in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then like certain people won't do certain things, right? So like, excuse me, like someone who, this is a great example. I always talk about this. So if you played ball for your high school, you're not playing ball with us in the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you play in the NBA, you're not playing with us in the streets. But why? Like why? Because their value of their basketball is not equal to our value of basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm just like, okay, well, what else is in that same threshold? Insurance, right? Car insurance, body insurance, you know what I'm saying? Like health insurance, medical insurance is like a just in case, you know what I mean?
Right.
But these companies that are putting UPCs on us. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're the product. If anything happens, we're here. So then I just thought about it from more of a musical standpoint because they have these guidelines in front of us to be able to like track the music. So I'm really big on that because that's like my resume.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you went to Harvard and you don't put it on your resume when you go for a job interview, how am I supposed to know you went to Harvard?
Right.
You know what I mean? But going to Harvard gives you leverage over everything else. So if I'm already putting all the work in, I have to make my work show for itself. And I've always been like, you know, like if you tell me this, I'm going to show you my proof kind of thing. That's how I was raised. So,
Right.
you know.
That's dope.
That's deep. So I look at it from a standpoint. There's a lot of individuals that lack what you were just saying. I was just looking at a show on Hulu, Wu-Tang. Right, I was just looking at the episode of Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Where I'm looking at these gentlemen and I see the one guy that's like, hey, let me put all of you together.
Yeah.
But you see those individuals, it's like, no, but he see the vision. How impactful do you feel that you're with those in Florida and New York and around the world to showing them a bigger picture of today's world when it comes to music? Because they don't know.
Well, for me, what I wanted to do when I made my transition to make it more Afro-fusion was I realized there were more Africans in Tampa than I know. And one thing I know how it is when I'm in New York, when it's an African party, everyone's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's your uncle, your cousin, stuff like that. And it's just like a unity that I feel like sometimes the American society kind of break us up and stuff like that. So I want more togetherness in Tampa. You know, people used to be like, Tampa's a crab in a bucket city, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't understand that because, like, you know, we have to unite more than ever because these are not our streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know a black person named Himes, Armenia, Del Mabry. These are not familiar names.
That's true.
So the thing is, like, if we're aliens on this platform, then we have to come together because that's going to provide strength. Plus, it's been proven so many times that anytime that like cultures come together, that they do well. So we, you know, for me, I wanted to just build the dance market back in Tampa to where we just all having fun because everyone works extra hard. But I don't want them to be having a fear because like if you have a fear in Tampa, then you don't like then that's crazy. Because in New York, that's real fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for Tampa to be such a paradise for people like me that's coming from New York or Cali or Detroit or Virginia, a lot of people come here and there's no state tax. It's just like, why are we going to like not enjoy this? You know,
Right.
We have like it was like 78 degrees not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? You can get a crib here for like under 300,000 and be straight. You know what I'm saying? You can make 60 a year and be okay. You know what I'm saying? There's so many amenities here, and I feel like the ones that have been taken advantage of is all the wrestlers. All the wrestlers come to Tampa and they build empires for their family. So for me, if I can just get all us together, we don't have to like body slam one another, but you know we can body slam the competition that's around here and then build more stuff. You know, so that's what kind of motivated me to it. Because when I came out here, high school stuff like that, I used to sell T-shirts, candy, stuff like that. I was always hustling. That was always my thing.
That was your thing.
Yeah, so for me, it just came natural. But when I realized that like Tampa's just so like cool and laid back, and you actually slow life down a little bit, I get why people can have this like more lackadaisical energy. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, just like you don't want to be late when the world's turning. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing things in California that they're not even doing in Tampa, which is crazy. Like they got the Uber robots that come and bring your food.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that in Tampa with a metropolitan city? We should be having that right now. So, I mean, we're still killing everybody when it comes to the airport. But the thing is, like, if we treat every day like it's vacation, then when it comes time to work, you're not going to know what work looks like. It's going to be unfamiliar to you.
Right.
So that's what kind of just motivated it. And I saw how the scene was, and I saw how they did me. So when I came, somebody had tried to like, play me for a show or whatnot. So I was just like, let me hit up the venue myself. You know, at my PowerPoint presentation, told them what I do and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, you can just book the venue. So I just booked the venue, did the show, and then recouped everything. And it's like, oh, this is way easier than I thought it was.
Right.
You know, it's just that, like, it is a headache. Like, every time I do a show, everyone's like, yo, Preme, how you feeling? And I just be like, man, I hate fucking throwing events. and they're like, ha ha ha. Like, but it's a headache because like you want to be, you're going to be a people person. I have to focus, then I have to perform, then I have to make sure the numbers is good. Then you get the last minute people that's trying to get in free. It's like it's a lot of things that are like brewing in this pot. So. But the thing is, if everyone do more events, right, or collabed on events, then they would see like the fruits of their labor. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's a July 4th party, but there's Africans are here, Jamaicans are there, Black people are there, and someone's over there, then you're splitting the pot, trying to do the you know what I'm saying, trying to do the same thing. So they're just coming together, getting a bigger venue, providing the experience, and then like then you'll reap the benefits of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always been kind of had that mentality like basketball. You know what I'm saying? I always thought about like a basketball team.
Right.
'Cause you can have all the guys together, but like if you are an AAU, for anyone that's listening to this, you know that there's gonna be one point in time that we got to get shoes and jerseys, and you got to be outside of Walmart or be outside of Winn-Dixie, trying to raise money. But that hustle right there should always be within anybody to get something done.
Agreed.
Speaking of hustle, right? Just showing, I feel like it's best to always show like the side that most people don't know. I remember when it came to you and I, because we have a relationship
Way back.
I remember at one time I got a call. You were like, "Hey, I need you to ride with me. I have an interview." And I went to the interview. I was like, "All right, say less." So I was like, "Hey, I'll be back. He needs me." All right. So we rode to the interview, and I remember everything like vividly because I pay attention to every detail, to everything that goes on. And when we got there, he was like, "Hold on, I gotta do something." And I'm like, "All right, what do you gotta do?" And then you did what you did, right? I'm like, "What do you got? What do you get? What do you get me into?" Because I'm naked out here right now.
Yeah, I have to preem up.
Yeah. So
preem up.
you turn into preem, but when we walked in there, the way, and I get where you're coming from, the way you conducted yourself, you was like, "Hey," and you told me ahead of time, but I was like, "Oh, he just playing." We went in there, and I'm not his manager, so I'm not his manager. But we went in there, he was like, "Hey, this is my manager." Boom, boom. Like you walked in with such a confidence, and the person that interviewed you was like, and I'm sitting on the sideline looking, I'm like, wow, this dude like catering to everything. I like, we just got done hooping. Like, what's up? So I definitely want to give you those flowers because
Appreciate that.
like from seeing that and then seeing where now, like Billboard P, you know what I mean? Like on the billboards, to see the growth and still humble in the process, but still showing that I'm confident and I'm that dude, bro. A lot of people don't have that. So definitely want to give you those flowers, bro.
Appreciate
definitely
that,
want to give you those flowers. Man, I be seeing you. I'm like, and when I see it on IG and the social media, and then I reflect to like hooping. And on the hooping, you know how we are.
Yeah.
He knows we talk trash. He knows
we go
I talk
crazy.
trash. I don't care if I like you or not.
All right. I'm calling you everything in the
I'm
book.
pushing you. What's up? You mad? But bro, you're doing your thing. You're
Appreciate
doing your thing. How do you get individuals to understand that even in the beginning phases, and I know it wasn't the beginning phases then because you've evolved even when I first met you, but in the phases, how do you get them to build that confidence of when you walk in the room, you walk in as if you were already on the billboards?
I think for me it's just like I'm unapologetic about like the things that I like, right? But I feel like the things that I like, most people like them as well too. If you have a passion for it, you know what I'm saying? Like but I came from that era, so like I'm a big Jordan fan, I'm a big Jay-Z fan. When it comes to fashion, like I'm big on Louis Vuitton, I'm big on Fendi. When it comes to like drinks, I'm big on like high quality tequila and stuff like that. Because the thing is, a lot of these things are out there, and they're not a lot, right? Those things are harder to find. I've always been inquisitive when it comes to things like that, right? But I noticed that like they give us a lot of bullshit, and then like they don't give us a lot of like rich shit.
Right.
So for
that's
me,
deep.
yeah. So for me, it's just that like, why are you hiding this? You know what I'm saying? So just traveling, seeing how things are, is like, oh, this is dope. I want to put people on, but for me to put people on, I gotta kind of tell them what I like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I know that like, well, we don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? But for how I feel that like the product that I bring musically, it's like it's up there with the things that I like listening to. So if I like Kid Cudi, Kanye, Hove, Travis, and Maroon 5, I'm not gonna create a product that doesn't like, sit in these kind of like qualities, stuff like
Right.
that. And then just the engineers that I work with, they're Grammy nominated, so I know I'm leaving with a good product as well too. So I just think all that behind there is just something I'm just passionate about. If it's something that I know is dope, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
or if I know that this is good, kind of like when we go to the courts and they talk spicy to me and you, and they're just like, oh, this kid with this small ass jersey, and it's like small ass jersey, but I'm whooping your ass, like hitting threes and stuff like that. We talking crazy, 7-0 on the court, not even taking a stop to get water, stuff like that. But that just comes from when you actually know your work. You know what I'm saying? So I know the work that I put in. I have like a very, 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 very strict group of friends who they don't let me take no backseats on anything. So if I could pass them, then I feel like I could pass like the world.
Yeah.
You good?
So I got a question for you. So, being like the industry that you're in is very competitive, right? It's very hard to identify your niche, to your point. So what was that like aha moment? Like, wow, I'm actually good like at this right here. Like I'm actually an artist. Like people actually enjoy what I produce. So what was that moment for you?
I think for me it was Adam and Eve. So that was our first Afrobeat record, and when we put it out, it went number 1 on iTunes. Then we linked up with Ristic Global, and he was like our investor. And then he was like, "Oh, I want to put out on my platform." I'm like, "Damn, we gotta drop it twice. I'm gonna lose all this momentum." But it still went number 1 again. So I'm just like, "Oh, that's crazy."
Yeah.
And just seeing like a lot of my homies and their girls and stuff like that, or the day parties we go to when they play it, and just watching how that energy resonated with them. That's why I was just like, okay, cool. Like this is what music is all about. Because all I want to do is just make sure that people just resonate with like what feeling good's like. You know what I'm saying?
It's dope.
So you said something. I gotta ask. You're at an event. You're not Pusha Preme. You're you. You hear Pusha Preme's record. How do you respond?
I'm studying it. I'm just like, okay, how does the drum sound? Do they sound muddy?
You don't give yourself a break.
Nah, man.
You're out with the guys. You're hanging out. The music's playing.
Not until I'm like Grammy nominated and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because like for me, it's like I'm just obsessed. It was just like just creating and making sure that these creations like are hitting every benchmark and things like that. Because when I hear everybody else that's done what I've been doing and hear all the hours they put in, like who am I to even compare myself? And I used to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? These guys are not even playing basketball. They put in 72 hours in, stuff like that. So, I had a lot of life experiences that kind of like set me back from going at that rapid rate. So, I just really just treat it as if like I need to like perfect as much as possible.
Gotcha.
Because it's like little things. Like if you pay attention to the nuances, you can make like you can make really refined records. But it just takes someone that's like cut 2,000 records. So like when Justin Bieber drops, it's not a surprise. Or when Timbaland makes a beat, it's not a surprise because he's been doing this thing like 2, 4, 5, 6,000 times over and over and over again. So at the highest quality, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't have like KRK speakers, he has Osbergers, you know what I'm saying? So things like that, when you're from that much quality, then your work speaks for itself. So I gotta catch up with the quality to get to that kind of level, so that I could just be, able to sit at the table with them.
Yeah.
So have you had that moment where you're out and they obviously they wouldn't recognize you, but someone's like, yo, this song is dope and it's yours?
Yeah, no, yeah. We've had that happen a couple times, and I always love that because for the simple fact that they don't owe, like whoever I'm with, they don't owe that. Like they don't owe me that to tell me that. Like they're not trying to gain anything by saying that. We just did the event with DJ Clutch at HPC, and then this kid from USF came to the window and he like printed these pictures that we had. So the pictures, he didn't take the pictures. You know what I'm saying? These pictures, like my media team took them. So he went to like FedEx or Kinko's or whatever, printed these high pictures. He's like, hey, can you sign these for me? So I'm just like, I'm signing this like, where did you get these from? and so T is just like, he's trying to make money off you, my manager T. I'm just like, you know what? It's all good though, because like the fact that you went this extra mile is dope. Because whoever you're gonna give this to, that's just like word of mouth advertising. I don't mind, but he had a bunch of them. I want to say he had like 15.
No.
Yeah, and like some of them were like certain photos were just like, where'd you get this photo from? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he had like my Red October album cover, but without the words on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, damn, like you got this from like Kel's Two Dopes like profile, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like very, and then Master Pyro, he caught it on camera, but it was a very dope moment. That's the most recent dope moment. I'm just like, yeah, that's cool.
That's I like that.
Wow, man, that's amazing. So we talked about your journey to like you getting to this point. So let's go on the high end. Like, what was one of those moments that you like looking back, like, man, I'm actually, this is like surreal. This is like an out of body experience. I know you've traveled, you've done performances all over the world. So which one stood out to you the most?
Well, we haven't traveled all over the world yet. I mean, the music has got over in Ghana. We had like a really good Ghana following. Big shouts to Ghana. I think when we opened for G-Eazy at the St. Pete Pier, because we were the only like local openers for that whole like run.
Wow.
So like, and then there's a bunch of dope talent in the city. So when he picked us, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm thinking like some of my peers gonna be a part of this. Then like, nah, just you. So that was dope because I was in front of like 7,000 people at the St. Pete Pier. And then the homie Caleb, he was like, like helping me with the records and stuff like that. And he was born in the hospital right across the river, so I got to put him, someone that's born in St. Pete, in front of a crowd of like 5,000 to 7,000 people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And he's from St. Pete, so that was like dope for me. Like that's what the whole movement's about. It's like I would just want to just be the vessel, the stepping stone for like the next individual to take what I'm taking to like the next stratosphere.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know you have inspirations. Obviously, I know Jay-Z is definitely on the business side.
Yeah, Hov is him, man. He does. He had a color.
Yeah.
Jay-Z Blue was like a real thing, bro. With Chevy, he had a color for real.
Dang.
That's not crazy. He had a color.
That's
Cole
wild.
Prison having a color is crazy. So like, yeah, now Hov, man, like Hov has done some incredible things. Coming from Marcy Projects, like Marcy is like that is a wicked place, man. I mean, it's cleaned up now. But
I'm not from there, so I don't.
Oh man, it's
Yeah,
bad.
so-
It's one of them.
Yeah.
I can't even compare it too much. Like I want to say maybe like Nucio or like Copeland or like 22nd, some bad spots in Tampa. But
I'm not from Tampa, so I'm not from Tampa.
oh, look at this, man.
I'm from
You from the Big O.
Orlando,
Okay.
Sanford, Florida.
No, Orlando got some hood spots too.
Yeah, they do.
Yo, I had a conversation with Hot Boy. He was telling me some stories. I'm like, yo, it's because y'all live too close to one another.
Yeah.
Because boy, oh boy,
It's
God
crazy
damn.
out there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So outside of a Hove, like Hove, I noticed on the business side of it, but as far as like creativity and everything else, who are those inspirations for you?
There's so many, man. Salvador Dali, Pharrell, Travis Scott, Kanye. Sane Kanye. Sometimes he don't be sane. Beyonce, Bad Bunny, Burna Boy, Amelade, Rema. It's so many. I just try to just draw as much inspiration from anybody who's like creating art.
I love it. With your journey, right? Going back to New York, I know that's more so where obviously the both of y'all got that
Yeah.
and then y'all brought it to the South and y'all said, let me just go ahead and add that extra flavor to it. But who gave you that? Like, who gave you that?
I think my peers like reaching over my brother. I think just like having individuals go just as hard as me makes me have those moments where you're by yourself and you're just like, okay, what can I do or what am I not doing to get to the point? And I'm really big on like biopics or documentaries. Fuck that, documentaries. So like, watching the Ali documentary, watching Ray and things like that. It's like you have to really just be like aligned with the gift that God gives you, because He gives everybody a gift.
Right.
So if you don't hone into that, it's like disrespect to Him. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I tried to quit music like 3 times, and every time it just brought me right back again. So that's when I knew, okay, this is like where we're going to be at. Because as men, we get to a point where it's just like what's my purpose? What am I gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how is this all going to end? If you don't have kids, it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what am I really doing this for? You know, or if you lose a parent, that's even worse, because it's just like, okay, well, now I don't have that guidance no more.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like, you know, it's more so to just kind of just build an art district here in Tampa, to build opportunities. Yeah, you know, because when I go to Denver, when I go to California and stuff like that, or even Austin, they have art districts here. St. Pete is a huge art district, but like, you know, with the bridge, it's like we have to find a way to like keep that going. Right. You know, they have some beautiful buildings with beautiful murals and stuff like that, and that's something that a lot of brands can kind of just like use to be able to build their infrastructure. So, you know, I just kind of want to be just the individual that could like build up a brand, but then also bring in somebody in that's their niche, and then they can kind of work that in while still keeping it like Tampa. You know, like I want Tampa to be known for the artists and the creators that's here, because even the food vendors that's here too, like people just creating like different, you know, styles of food and stuff like that. You know, we don't want to see Burger King no more now. We want to see flipping chicken or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it.
Why the switching? Because I know when I met you, it wasn't Afro beats, right? Mm-hmm. You had a whole nother lane. Why the switch?
So my mom, she had hit me up and she was like, you don't make music for your people and you're African.
Oh, wow. How do you feel about that?
At first, I was like, I didn't know if I was going to take it as disrespect or take it like, why haven't I?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I just kind of started just diving into the production and seeing in, and it was dope because it was a challenge, because like the rapping portion was like, it had got to a point to where it was like I could just do it on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't like, a lot of those records and those projects, I wasn't even writing them. You know what I'm saying? I was just like punching them in. So when it came to that, it was like I fell more in love with it because it was more musically inclined. Because I'm more melody inclined. So it's like if I find the melody, then I could just kind of just put my thing in there. You know what I'm saying? Especially hooks, like that's my thing. So when it comes to Afro beats or dancehall, reggae, or Afro fusion, as I call it, it's like, how do you take these melodies, right? Because the melodies come from God. So once the melodies come in, like how do you turn these things into like a scenario? You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to take this phone and go like this, but it had different sounds. It could be like, oh, like people's kiss, or it could be like bang, or it could be like, right. Like you're creating worlds like with action. And I think that's like the beautiful thing about life, because like you can take the interpretation based off what you're hearing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like people take hearing for like granted. It's like a dope thing. So for me, I want to be able to like tell a story, but I also want to be able to do something that connects with the soul to get you to like how I feel when I listen to like Afro beats, reggae, dancehall, stuff like that. Like when you hear something and then you don't know how to dance, but you want to move. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's beautiful. So that's kind of like what made me switch over, because I feel like at that time I was just really just trying to just let you guys know how skillful I was in this art, and I wasn't really like playing with the music. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I'm gonna do this, and then the music's gonna do whatever. Mm-hmm. But those beats and those productions, like they're there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get things like, you know, people like The Weeknd. That's how you get people like John Mayer and stuff like that. Like you have to really be one with the sound, because your body's an instrument. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, given the fact that you in this industry now, you going with the Afrofusion lane, what you looking forward to next? Like, what are you excited about now, or what projects are you excited about working on next?
So right now, we just did a listening party for a project called Some Hearts Are Meant to Be Broken, and we got such a great response from it. I was like, even my team was kind of shocked at it, because they was like, oh, I don't know, you're doing like the Afro house thing, and I'm like, nah, for me, I just want Tampa to dance again. I like not to be on some MAGA hat thing, but it's like when I was here in Tampa, like juking was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like people were just like dancing, and you know, but and for us, like Harlem Shaking was like a thing too. Like you heard music and it made you want to dance, and all your worries went out the window. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? You know what I'm saying? Then it turned to more just like, you know, nothing anything's wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking nobody, but it just became more like twerking, and it became more guys just didn't really, you know, they just were in the moment. You know what I'm saying? You know, like people are not even trying to bag numbers anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like what happened? Yeah. You know, so
love for it.
Yeah, so I think just became so. I don't even know what word to call because sometimes I feel like it's commercialized, but I like commercial music. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
But then
crazy.
when I go to everybody else's music, when I go to Spanish music, when I listen to country music or alternative
Love is
rock,
still there, yeah.
so that's what made me be like, you know what? Nah, I want the love to be like within at least my circle of people who I rock with.
So you said the title of it was what again?
Some hearts are meant to be broken.
So saying that, like elaborate, because I feel like just hearing it, you probably win like a vulnerable
Oh
type
yeah,
feel.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely,
Like you,
definitely.
it's some type. Just listen to the title
Yeah,
itself.
yeah, the
Like
title's very deep. For
Yeah,
sure.
so the all the projects are just kind of like the purpose of like Pusha Preme is just like an artist that's trying to balance like a real relationship and like marriage and children and like work and then but still trying to be this like this entity or the superstar that they see in their mind. So as the projects go, you had Before I Say I Do, which was like everything before the marriage, and then you had Hate to Say Goodbye, and that's when the grandma passing, and then you had Heroes Eventually Die, which is like accepting that process, and then you have Red October. I mean, I always skip over Red October because Red October was more so me just trying to make sure that like they knew I could rap. You know what I'm saying? So that's like more of my rap project. And then for this one now, it's like I don't even know if you guys seen the cover, but I understand that for me to be able to grow, I had to accept all these heartbreaks. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to just tough it out and be a man, because I'm not an emotional person at all. But like that passing kind of was like that was it. Like I wasn't really fucking with life like that anymore, and then I still have to be Preem. Like I say this in every interview. It's like imagine Kobe living, losing Gigi, but still having to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So going through that is like there's certain things that you can't like numb through. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of pressure on men to strive through stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not one to like be the whole emotional thing. I'm always like tough it up and stuff like that. But I understand that from many aspects. Like some women's heart have to be broken so they could become a better woman, or some men's heart have to be broken so that they could just appreciate relationships, or sometimes your dreams got to get crushed for you to actually put more time into your dreams. So that's what this project's kind of like all about. It's just like just going through that, but it's a very, very elaborate musical journey. So as you're hearing it, it's like it's dope though. It's dope though. I don't normally don't like put the cosign on my work and stuff like that, but working with Mike the Don and Wild Child and that listening party really did it for me because they wasn't expecting that. All they heard was Levels, so that's how you got the invite. Do you like the song Levels? Yeah, I like the song Levels. Okay, this project's all that. So you're not getting like Adam and Eve, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting Outside with Tom G. Like this is like a whole different feel. You know what I mean? And it's like it has a lot of house influence in there, so it's like, some people kind of like house, like they kind of like show their shoulders, but it's cap because back when they had when Jane and Zane, that was fire. There was a bunch of like house records between the time of like 99 to 2010 that you forget about, that's pumped in movies and things like that. Those elements are there, you know what I'm saying? It's like a summertime kind of feel. So we're here in Florida where we have a majority of summers. Why am I not giving y'all that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, and then like everything else that we kind of put on it, with the Afro drums, and then making sure that we still put the trap in there with the 808s, and it's like upgrading my own sound, and the reception from it is like really, really, really good.
So I got a question for you, and this is for someone, because I know like our audience is very diverse, which is like a blessing. So for those up and coming artists, right, what are 3 tips you would give them, that they can at least to point them in the right direction to start their career? Like, what are 3 important aspects that you believe that you could drop on them to say, hey, listen, if this is really what you want to do in this music, these are what you should look out for, you should pay attention to?
I would say get a whiteboard and a black marker. Like, yeah, if you don't write it down, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Definitely try to build a team.
Okay.
And just consistency. You know what I'm saying? Without the consistency, you're never going to be able to see how far it goes.
Wow.
So, and Malcolm could tell you, like, because like seeing it from where it's at till now, it's like, like I can only imagine like how he feels about it. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, this is all what fourth or fifth at GMF. So like we on the main stage at GMF this Saturday, and GMF is the Gasparilla Music Festival of Arts. So we've done that. We've done the Straz. We performed at Raymond James twice already. So like seeing it from like me sending him MP3s, in his email to seeing where it comes down only comes from consistency.
Wow. So consistency is key, and it's funny that you said it because almost every either entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, or people that are running successful business in whatever field that they're in, consistency is always one of the key components. Absolutely. Every time.
Got to.
So y'all should really tap in seriously.
100%. And a lot of people, like, it's not just him. Like, I remember when we started, and I was talking I keep saying when we started, like I was a part of it.
Nah, you was there though.
I mean,
you
was already there. Part. But
I didn't believe it back then. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make sure that that I just owed it to myself. That like, I got this far, so why stop? You know what I'm saying?
See it through.
Yeah,
But I remember you telling me, like, yeah, man, I'm like one of the few rappers that have a band behind me. And I was like, a band? I was like, he's like, yeah, bro, like a band. I was like, all right, paint the picture for me. So he's like, no, for real, like, and he was like, think of like a singer to have someone that has drums and this and this. I have a band behind me. That's why I'm different. He's like, so we come as a group. He's like, we're a group. I remember that. I remember one of your events. I think they didn't want the band, and you were like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, nah, we're a unit. So it shows who you are.
Yeah, I remember those times. We used to be in the. I remember I was telling him we used to be in the weight room, the apartment weight room with have them bring their drums and stuff like that. And I'm like, watch guys, we're gonna be at GMF one day. And then we got picked for this fashion show, and then they loved us so much they gave it a residency at the Renaissance Hotel. Big shout out to the Renaissance Hotel for sure, and my man T for locking that in. And then boom, then we did GMF. Then we did the TV show in Orlando. So it was like, it was the consistency because when you work on the craft and stuff like that, like you really never know when time comes. But if you're always prepared, then when the opportunity comes, then you just like it's nothing.
Another day in the office. Yep.
Another day.
That's a good point.
What would you, outside of music, what would you do?
Probably like make clothes, make fashion, something that involves with creating. You know what I'm saying? Because we created the Tampa tee, we create merch, and that's done well for us as well too. So, we're just trying to like balance it. So for me, I get hyper focused. I'm just like into one thing at a time. So
yeah,
that Tampa, the shirts and the logos and stuff. I see a lot of. I remember back then when you were telling me about it, you're like, bro, like this is the main thing. I sell this a lot. I'm like, what? You see it, like you see people with it, and they. I see a lot of times individuals may have the merch and they're taking pictures. There's a sign downtown where it's Tampa, the big sign.
Yeah.
Take pictures with that.
Wow.
And I didn't. So when he told me, I was like, there's no way that you're involved in that. Well, I'm like, man, he come from New York. Taking over.
Well, it's not. I mean, the thing is, like, I've been, I went to school here in Tampa too, so it's like I indulge in the culture, but I just felt like how we care about blocks in New York is like how I would want you guys to care about Tampa, because we're like, people screaming out U Mob, and it's like U Mob's like a walk from, that Dunkin' Donuts by West Chase all the way to like the beginning of West Chase. It's not like a
right.
It's a block.
Yeah.
Too, if that, so like, but we took pride in that, we took pride in that, handshakes, people just, it was a very, very, very militant kind of attitude when it came to it. So when I see people just kind of just being like lackadaisical about Tampa, I'm just like, oh, nah, y'all tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all letting Columbus take y'all land, because like now all the business is going to come. They see the vision that we see, you know what I'm saying? So now we're going to see more commercialized things and stuff like that. And if you don't build the culture, individuals that live here is just going to think it's just the norm to have like these things here, You know what I'm saying? Instead of us capitalizing on it, because they're capitalizing off the same people that you see every day.
Yeah.
The same person that goes to Starbucks, they used to have a mobile coffee company, they would rock with them. You know what I'm saying? I've seen in LA, there'll be a Starbucks there, the Starbucks be slow as hell, and they'll have their food truck there, but they're making like some like crazy concoctions when it comes to coffee. So, you know, you can't take this for granted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when it becomes Miami, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now
It's coming.
Now clubs are gonna be $100 to get in.
It's coming.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
about
then
to be Miami.
then you're gonna, you know, take your way to like Ocala or Riverview or Brandon, and it's not gonna be the same. The energy of the city,
Yep.
gotta capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Go get Lando Ocala.
Now I have faith in them though. They're gonna build it. There's a lot of things going on. People, they're getting it. They get it. If not, then other people are getting it for them. People coming from like Texas and Cali, and they build their own infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Sure.
Tampa, I heard, is going to be the new Miami, and St. Pete's going to be the next Fort Lauderdale.
I can see that.
Yeah. 'Cause they both got airports too. That makes sense.
CP got I went I did a podcast interview with Tampa Banter, and we went to something called the Moxie Hotel.
You heard about he had the Moxies?
We did it in the Moxie Hotel. So I was just like, wait. So they have a podcast room in here? For you to be a hotel, the thing about having a podcast room, just lets you know how far ahead you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They already know.
So like if Joe Button books them, it's just like, yo, you could just do an episode downstairs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like crazy cross marketing right there.
Wow.
They
They
know
have
what
a
it is.
podcast room in a hotel. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. That's dope. I never knew about that.
So, my question for you, we know what's coming next. We know where you're at. I would say not even my question, because we're very big on that 99 percenters,
Yeah.
right? I really want to, before we even end this, I want to get to the point of, we gave them the 3 points, but what inspiration can you give them? Like you've experienced from starting one, you gave up 3 times, you know what I mean? One to give up. You went through where you've lost loved ones. You went through every aspect that a lot of people have never experienced, but you're still you. What advice, what inspiration can you give that one person?
You have to just when you have that urge of passion, you just gotta be passionate about it, because went to school in Mississippi, got hurt. I thought the whole ball thing was gonna work out for me. It didn't work out for me. And I thought it was gonna show love. They didn't show no love. So I went to New York with I think I had like $200, maybe $300 to my name. So my PlayStation and a bunch of shoes. They had to start over, then doing that to having the worst year of my life living in New York, and then working at Louis Vuitton, and then just watching rich people spend money all day, and having to take the 4 train back home and stuff like that. So, but still being able to link with DJ Camilo, and me and Nova linking up with Live Nation, and then that falling through, and then moving back to Tampa. I remember that how much money I had. I had $300 to my name on my man's couch. Then from on my man's couch to getting my situation together, still doing the promoter. But as a promoter, and I'm hearing the beats, and I'm writing different hooks and stuff like that, to start throwing my own parties, to getting booked for shows and getting dubbed by somebody that had a bigger platform, then throw my own thing, and everyone's just oh, you can do that. And then now I'm just becoming a trendsetter, but it all just came off passion and resilience. You know what I'm saying? You just have to just really, if you really want to get it, you have to really want to get it. You can't tell me that you really want to get it and you're playing 2K. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you lose.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You're playing 2K and you're losing to other people in 2K, and you're saying you really want to get it. That doesn't make any sense to me. So there's a bunch of examples out there for anybody that's just looking to do anything. You don't have to be music. Maybe you don't know where to start as an entrepreneur. The thing is you have to understand that America is a big flea market, and you have to understand business. Just find something that you're passionate about. It could just be talking. You could just be a consultant. Get your LLC, get your DUNS number, get your EIN. Don't put your address for your LLC. Just little things like that they give free game on the internet all day long. So, who knows? The internet could shut off tomorrow. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next. With the presidency and stuff like that. But what I do know is that there's an opportunity out there that other people don't have in other countries. I know there's people back home in Sierra Leone, they would love to trade places with anybody out here, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how effed up you think your situation is. They'll take your felony with your 4 baby mamas, they'll make it work. So, you know, the one thing I could just tell people is just like really just like look yourself in the mirror and just be like, yo, who am I? And if you don't get an answer back, then go to church, yo. Get that spiritual awakening, you know what I'm saying? And they'll tell you who you are. Or tell a friend that's in a better position that you are. Don't tell someone that's in the same level as you. So if I've been blessed. So every time I've been down and out, all my friends that were doing better than me always was the ones that was like putting me on game. So watching them without a jealous eye allowed me to know that this is possible. Because all of them were foreigners, you know what I'm saying? They're all like Eastern Europeans, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I know it could just be done. You know, just have to just be very focused. Don't fall into a consumer. You can't be a consumer and try to build a business. You have to like understand, like, take it easy. You'll get it in time, you know? So that's the thing. We do a lot of charity events as well too. So I think just me just giving back to people gives me more like great karma and stuff like that, you know?
Wow. I feel like we should just have a moment of silence for that.
Man, just gave you some wisdom for life.
He just.
Yeah.
If you're not listening to what he's putting down, even just the one thing he said as far as playing games or whatever you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Winning or losing, like, that's not your passion. I understand there's people now, not to those people on Twitch,
Right,
that's making that
right, 'cause
bad.
it makes sense.
Because that's their passion. But there's people that's just doing it and they're sitting next to their brother like, oh, we winning. But when that game's over, you back to reality.
Yeah.
Tighten up.
Yeah, you got to. And one thing about about Malcolm that I know, he's always been passionate about just like winning and teaching people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember he was telling me about, I forgot what it was with that you were like selling at the time.
Credit.
Oh yeah, credit, right? And then every day at the court, every day he would always make sure he mentioned it. And one day I went to the course with him. You know what I'm saying? So, but that only happens with just you just really just being vocal about your situation and then like studying it. So when I saw he was the man at it, I'm just like, hey, listen, how can I just work with you? Get the situation fixed. So, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? But that everyone has it in them, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has it in them. It's just like, do you want to do it or not? You know what I'm saying? The body's naturally going to be, the body doesn't like anything that's going to put them out of the normal state, right?
Absolutely.
That's why you exercise, your muscles get, the body doesn't like that. It's like, let me just do the cycle until we pass away, we good. But the thing is, you still have the will to be able to break that. So don't let the body keep you dormant. That's why I tell a lot of people.
Dude, man, I've never heard that in my life. Dude, I would say that again?
Yeah, don't let the body keep you dormant. You know what I'm saying?
If y'all hear that in one of my messages when I talk on social media.
He was snipping that. Next speech coming out. Next speech coming out.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, now it's science, man. If the body could put you in a coma, it will, man. It does not like waking up in the morning. It does not like exercise. It does not like eating healthy. And that's why you have these urges and the reactions. But after the reaction, then you see gains. So it's like, oh, you tricked me because you didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You have a lot of brand deals. Obviously, I know that comes over time.
Yeah.
But how do you manage them, and as an artist, and as your team? I know you have a manager. Shout out to your manager. But how do you make sure you keep those solid relationships and a relationship at home?
It's just time management, you know.
I wanted you to say that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have the app. It's called Time Tree.
Oh, word.
So yeah, so Time Tree or your Google Maps, like, just so you don't double. I used to double book a lot, you know, and then I get barked at the crib, or I have to be like do one event then rush out and go do another event. So once I realized that like you can do everything if you just make the time for it, then I was able to kind of like do it more efficiently. Just because you do it because you can do it doesn't mean anything. Can you do it efficiently? And you know, I take more pride into doing that. You know, preparing myself and stuff like that because I have so many people who's representing me. I have to make sure that I don't drop the ball. You know.
Man, that's deep. I feel like I asked all my questions.
This is a great interview, and you know what I love? I love that you came here as yourself. Because what happens a lot of times, artists get stuck in their alter ego that they don't really make themselves relatable. Like our conversation today, somebody can take from this and be like, man, I watched that Preme interview and he was just dropping game. Like, he's just a regular person like me. Yeah, I mean, he got to this level, but there were steps that he went through before he got there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that made your character to who you are now.
Yeah, yeah. I don't take anything for granted. Like
Yeah.
you guys have a beautiful platform. If you guys are listening, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. You know, let them know who else you want them to bring out next. Whether it's somebody from the city or one of your favorite people, or just in general, maybe it's yourself. But yeah, I don't take this thing for granted because we're blessed to have this like beautiful space. You know what I'm saying? Got 18 cameras here. I feel like I'm in interrogation right now. You know what I'm saying? You guys got great branding, and it's like two intelligent grown men that's like trying to not just better themselves but just like add more to the media. That's what Tampa needs right now. Tampa needs more media. So next time Doechii comes in here, she like someone needs to recommend her to sit here and stuff like that, because if anything else, we have a bunch of spots that y'all could drink and stuff like that, but we need more media here so that people can all get reached in touch and get the knowledge that comes from it.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. We got lucky to have you here.
Nah, not at all,
Billboard
man.
P.
God's timing, man.
Billboard P, like, obviously I know your schedule is out of this world.
Yeah.
So to have you on our platform is an honor, and we're grateful.
Appreciate you, man.
100% grateful.
Same here, man. Hell yeah.
100% grateful.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. Pleasure. Sure.
Wow.
Where can they follow you? Well, I'm pretty sure they already know, but where can they follow you? Social media, email, all that. Where can they book you and those things?
No doubt. So just if you go to Google, type in PUSHAPREME. That's like on everything: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. This is gonna be something that's gonna intrigue you, and then from there, just you can follow the rabbit hole and contact us for anything. We're starting a new with the Pushing Dreams, a company that we have. We're gonna start like a new educational program to where, I can't give I don't know everything, but I can at least make sure that your music is registered so that we had a song that was on BET, so you can't get that without having these things in there. And you may have a song that's way better than my song, which is fine, but the thing is, if you don't have your things properly registered, then you can't be a part of that.
Asset, yeah.
Of course, making sure that you guys register your music with the MLC. The thing that we're doing now is we're working with a program called Nebula, and we're selling tokens for the song. So we're giving 25% of the 25% of the revenue, of the streaming revenue. So I mean, we're blessed. We do pretty well. So it's something to where it's just like it's gonna last forever because they're gonna play the music regardless, right? It's still playing, right? So we just want to kind of just change the trajectory of the way people look at artists and understand that you don't have to put too much thought on it. You don't have to be anybody that you don't want to be. Tell your story, follow your sound, stay consistent, and then grow your own garden.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. I knew you were somebody when I was on IG, and I think I shared one of your posts, but then I was like, oh, I need music. And then you came up. I'm like, Pusha Preme, like your name came up. I was like, what? Hold on. Say what?
That music license, boy.
I was like, I can add his music to this. Say less. Say less. I was like, oh Lord, because there's a lot of people. Well, we won't go there. But anyways, there are individuals that don't have it where they can
play their music on social media
on IG.
Yeah.
Is the story.
And the thing is, there's a distribution company here in Tampa, so Symphonic, and they're one of the biggest ones. I think Apple voted them as like most trusted distributor. You know what I'm saying? So they're here, and they've worked with mad people. So and I work with them as well too. But I mean, shameless plug, we're not. But there's so much out here that people can kind of just just really just get creative with. That a lot of these companies, they're not corporate companies, so you don't have to go through like a bunch of individuals to get to the person. We just did the listening party, and we had Street Like Taco, that's a Michelin star restaurant. We had Coppertail Brewery, that brewery's in Publix, you know what I'm saying? And then we work with foster kids, that goes against bullying and helping kids get clothes and shoes. And then we also have PDQ, like PDQ's a big sponsor of us. So, it's like these things, like they're looking for people like us to help them so they could just focus on just making their brand, and we can kind of just like make that cross reference to bring the audience in.
I see that. Yeah, for sure. That's dope.
Wow. Major, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, if you don't, and it's not even the music, I feel, if you don't take in what he was saying, from the aspect of just real life, understanding where you came from, what life was years ago to where you are now, how to evolve and put yourself in a situation to win. So when you look back, you can see it that it was only just a character builder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, amen to that. That's a bar.
Yes.
Yo, I had a bunch of character builders. Oh my God.
It gets you to a point where now you can say you're on the billboards. You can say you have brands that people sit down and eat at. You know what I mean? The conversation is different if you look at life differently.
That's bars.
I'm one of your co-hosts, Malcolm, also known as King Mal. I'm with my buddy right here.
Kind of strong there, brother.
Yeah, I've been working out.
Man, it's Quan, man. But all jokes aside, man, I appreciate you coming out because when we first came up with this platform, that was kind of our thing. Like we felt like we were that bridge. Like we knew people of your stature and other business owners and people that are doing well in different industries, and it was like, how do we connect that bridge and have those conversations like you're saying right now? This platform specifically allows those conversations to flourish and really dive into the nuances of going from sleeping on the couch at your friend's house to becoming where you're at now. Like that doesn't happen without like y'all said, character building and those steps. So this platform and you coming to this platform and sharing your story, man, we tremendously appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
Beyond,
I definitely like, and I'll send you guys some recommendations and vice versa, because
sure.
I love what they're doing over there with Tampa Latest, and then I would love to see you guys link with them and do an interview with Tampa Latest, and the guy who owns like the spot, black dude, super cool, man. Seeing him, he had a suit on, I'm just like, you got the spot? He's like, man, I got this and downstairs. I'm like,
wow.
Dang, boy. It's like, yeah, I seen it, I copped it. I'm just like, yo, this is dope, because like from the outside in, you wouldn't think that it is what it is, but like, yeah, man, and like they're like one of the most like revered medias in Tampa.
Really?
Yeah, Tampa Latest. Yeah, they're big, man. They did an interview with me, and it was like it just opened so many different doors.
Yeah.
So, but he's like us, you know what I'm saying? So, my goal is to be able to just kind of just make sure that we all connect, because if you can just put all the right pieces together, you have the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go to New York to get Spider-Man and Iron Man, and you got to go elsewhere to go get Captain America. They got to go over here to get the Hulk. But you put them all together, undefeated. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Oh, that's deep. He just went to the Avengers on us.
Yeah, man. I think the concept of the Avengers is like so cool. It's like basically what we should be doing is just taking the best of all the worlds. You know what I mean? It's the reason why people are mad at LeBron.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron got Dwayne Wade, who 2 seasons ago was dropping 40, 50, 60 in the playoffs. Yeah. Then he got Chris Bosh, who was like, he's not my favorite center, but like, I mean, he was on the All-Star team. He had some pretty decent numbers.
Yeah.
Then you had the audacity to get like Kyle Korver and Ray Allen, and you know what I'm saying? It just, I mean, it was like Kyle Korver. I'm sorry, Mike Miller, who was like a beast in Florida. If you follow college basketball, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like you put all these pieces together, you can't lose. You know what I'm saying?
But they always gonna be, I don't want to go on that topic. They're gonna be mad at LeBron forever. But
the thing about
Kevin
LeBron
Garnett
is
had
that
an All-Star team.
True. But the thing is, they had their time with Garnett. But the thing is, like, once they lost to the Heat, they never like got their lick back. You know what I'm saying?
They were too old.
See, and that's the beauty of life. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like you threw that at me because you're a Garnett fan.
Oh no. I like Garnett. I like podcast Garnett.
I was like, you low key tried to just throw that at me.
Nah. I like podcast Garnett. Garnett's cool.
Yeah, he good.
I'm a Bulls fan, so for me it's just like the standard is the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'd rather have 6 championships and not lose any. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you lose a championship, I feel like you're okay with losing. Not to say that LeBron's okay with losing, but it's just like it don't hit you to say. You know what I'm saying? Like if I lost against the Warriors, the next time I play the Warriors, on God, it's like it's smoke. Like, don't talk to me for the whole summer. If we're in the Olympics, like, I don't like you. I'm tight. I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? You ruined the season. I played all these games, right? I played all these games with the pieces that I had, just so you could just take it away from me. Yeah. That's whack, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would ask you your GOAT, but we won't. I mean, we won't separate.
MJ, man, is anybody that but not even that. Just anybody that loves basketball understands that Michael Jordan.
Anybody that loves basketball.
Yes.
Anybody that loves basketball,
bro. There's so many stats to prove it, right?
And then we're gonna go down this road. I love basketball.
I know, but
I don't, because we ain't gonna get up out of here.
No, LeBron's amazing, but the thing is just like you like. how many excuses are you going to give the man?
I mean, he ain't got excuses.
He don't have excuses?
Jordan lost a lot too, so don't.
When? In the beginning of his career?
Even towards the end of his career.
No, he got 3 championships in a row, left, came back, and got 3 more in a row. Like
LeBron
yeah.
went to different teams and won championships.
That sounds crazy. That's just like
That shows how good he is.
No, that just shows.
Either way, so I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there
because he definitely lost to Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk's a beast.
Also, Dirk's better than LeBron?
Nah, his team was.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
So
man. What final words do you have for the people?
Hey, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure that you don't take these things for granted. There's so many different AI programs out there to where you can take this and transcribe it and then just take what you want from it. You don't got to give us credit for it, but just apply more to your life because, we're entering very weird times now. So get it while you can. And yeah, and big shots to dual citizenships. Make sure that you guys get that while we can. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's deep.
Right.
So,
Right.
to the 99 percenters, let's go ahead and do something that we always say we're going to do. Today, you just learned something that can get you to a point where you won't be into the 1%.
Yep.
But we just pushed the window to making it 2 to 3 or 4% because the more of us that step into that next level, that percent has to go up. If we can change the minds of a few, we can change the minds of those that are trying to be gatekeepers. Today we made it. This is me, King Malcolm. I'm with Quan, and we're with our guest Pusha Preme.
Appreciate
Ladies and
y'all for having me, man.
This is Knucklehead Podcast. Let's go.